Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into demystifying how to build a fully free, locally run AI animation pipeline. We hear so much about the crazy high costs of generating AI video and the steep learning curves of traditional 3D software. But today, we're zeroing in on an incredible alternative: how to do stickman animation and bring physical toys to life using totally free, locally run tools and open source models. Let's get into it. We've all seen those automated Python scripts using ChatGPT to generate images, right? A lot of creators use them to just pump out bulk content. But man, the frustration hits hard when you realize you actually have to pay for what you use. Every single API call, every generated image, or even just a single frame of video, it just drains your wallet. And not to mention, relying on these paid cloud services usually means giving up a chunk of control over your intellectual property. Plus, you're constantly at the mercy of their usage limits. So let's contrast those expensive cloud API methods with the absolute freedom of local open source tools running right on your own hardware. On one side, you got paid cloud generation. You're paying per use, dealing with limits, and basically just hoping the servers don't crash. But on the flip side, we have free local generation. We're talking about open weight models like LTX2. This means the AI's core brain is completely free for you to download, right alongside open source interfaces like CompuUI. Once you download these tools, your marginal cost for generating a new frame or a whole new animation drops to exactly zero. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. The local animation shift, 2. StickMotion, draw to animate, 3. Comfy UI, control and clean, 4. Automated lip sync and audio, and finally, 5. Your free animation studio.
All right, Section 1, the local animation shift.
Think of open models like LTX 2.3 as your absolute superpower. LTX 2.3 is a massive 22 billion parameter multi-model video model. But the real game changer here is that its weights are openly available via Hugging Face. That means you can download it and run it locally on consumer-grade hardware. It literally gives you professional previs and animatic tools completely free of charge. Because it lives right there on your machine, you retain full IP control over your creations. And again, zero marginal cost per generation. You can iterate 100 times if you want, without spending a single dime. Moving on to Section 2, StickMotion, draw to animate. Now, StickMotion is just an amazing piece of digital magic. It totally bridges the gap between a simple sketch and a fully 3D animation. It's a diffusion-based network, kind of like a digital sculptor refining clay, that looks at your hand-drawn stickman, even if, let's be honest, it looks like a toddler drew it. It translates that simple sketch into detailed, nuanced 3D human motion. Just imagine scribbling a stick figure running or jumping, and having an AI instantly understand and map that into a realistic 3D space. It's wild. So, how does it actually work? Under the hood, it operates in 3 pretty clever steps. First up is data generation, which teaches the AI using countless automatically generated stickman drawings across different datasets. Second, multi-condition fusion. This elegantly blends your stickman sketch into the diffusion process right alongside your text prompts. And finally, dynamic supervision. This acts like your digital director. It smooths out the motion and makes dynamic adjustments to the position over a sequence of frames. This makes the movement look fluid and human, not stiff and robotic. And here is the real efficiency game changer. Quantitative experiments show that sketching stickmen actually saves users 51.5% of their time compared to typing endless text prompts. We all know trying to get a character to pose exactly how you want using only text is incredibly frustrating. You end up generating dozens of prompts just to fix a weird arm angle. But by simply drawing a stick figure, you bypass all that trial and error, literally cutting your workflow time in half. Let's jump into Section 3, Comfy UI, Control and Clean. So these models snap together in your local Comfy UI folder, magically erasing any physical sticks holding your toys, all while generating a clean, natural background. Here's how the workflow plays out. Say you move a toy through a scene with a physical stick. First, you use MetaSam 3 model to automatically generate a precise black and white mask for your character. Next, the Gwen image edit model paints out and totally removes that wooden stick from your start and end frames. Finally, this fascinating architecture called time to move, or TTM, takes over. TTM uses dual clock denoising. In plain English, it pays super close attention to the moving character to follow its exact motion perfectly, while simultaneously generating a perfectly clean background everywhere else. Now, I know setting up Python environments and custom nodes in Comfy UI can feel a bit daunting at first. But remember, the older automated methods were incredibly frustrating and genuinely exhausting for creators. As noted by one of our sources who creates short films, trying to get controllable creatures using previous models required countless iterations. You'd spend agonizing hours just trying to get a single usable shot. But I want to reassure you on this. With this new comfy UI and TTM workflow, a massive 70% of shots work perfectly on the very first try. That is a staggering leap in reliability. It basically means you spend way less time wrestling with the AI and a lot more time actually directing your scene and telling your story. Moving right along to Section 4, Automated Lip Sync and Audio. When you're choosing the right tool for your project, there are two really powerful local nodes you can run right inside Comfy UI. If you need deep emotional expressions, Sad Talker is incredible. It uses a GFP-GAN model, which is basically just a high-end AI face enhancer, and it allows you to align pose styles and even add natural idle head movements. On the other hand, if you just need rapid, sequential processing to get lip movements matching your audio as fast as possible, Wave to Lip is absolutely your go-to. It's built for batch processing and handles straightforward lip syncing beautifully. And if you utilize Python-based tools like SyncTune, you can perfectly align your generated audio timing with your visuals. SyncTune is an awesome open-source 2D animation tool that automatically analyzes your text script and audio. It extracts animation cues to create synchronized lip movements and even dynamic character expressions like head and eye movements. And the best part? All of this happens automatically, frame by frame, directly on your machine. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, your free animation studio. It takes a bit of patience to build, sure, but by snapping these open source tools together, you've essentially created a robust, zero-cost animation pipeline. Think about the process. First, your local Python and Comfy UI environment is ready. Then you simply drive the motion with a StickMotion sketch or a physical toy on a stick. Comfy UI then cleans those frames, erasing any guides with SAM3, Gwen, and TTM to output beautiful video. Finally, your audio node, whether that's Sad Talker or Wave to Lip, brings the character's face to life. You have literally just replicated the capabilities of an expensive cloud studio entirely for free. I'll leave you with this final thought. When you aren't worried about the cost of clicking generate, you are completely free to experiment, to fail, and to create something truly spectacular. The barriers are gone. So with zero marginal cost per generation, what world are you going to build today? Get out there, set up your local studio, and start animating.